On December 29th, 2023, a developer, GDI2290, who also calls himself Patrick JS, published a new version of an NPM package called Everything. This is an old package that's been around for 10 years now, just sitting there harmlessly. But on this day, user GDI2290 did something that would not only cause huge problems to whoever tried to install this package, it actually did something worse. It basically affected every Node developer across the world who had published anything on NPM, irrespective of whether they used this package or not. Here's a story of what actually happened. In case you don't know what NPM is, it's a package management solution for Node.js projects. You're working on a Node.js project and you need a library. You use a CLI tool called NPM to install that library into your project, and it gets the library from the registry. The registry is also called NPM, and it hosts all of the Node packages that you can install from various open source and closed source repositories around the world. Now, this NPM repository management system is not without controversy. A common observation about the NPM packaging system is that it has a very vibrant community that actually favors reuse. You see, developers prefer using existing packages rather than rewriting code. This is good practice anyway in software development, right? The principle of dry, don't repeat yourself. Another principle, don't reinvent the wheel. If there is a package that does what you plan to do, just use that instead of writing your own code. The problem, however, is that sometimes the NPM and the JavaScript community takes this principle to the extreme, sometimes to the point where it's almost laughable and absurd, really. Now, don't get me wrong, the NPM ecosystem is generally awesome in my opinion. Whatever you need to do, there is a good chance that there are like 10 packages in the NPM registry that does just that. However, it also sometimes fosters this kind of culture where every trivial functionality is wrapped in packages and published to NPM. This kind of leads to almost an over-reliance on third-party packages, even for basic tasks that could be handled by just a few lines of native JavaScript code. Consider this example, okay? There are two packages in the NPM registry called isOdd and isEven. Now go on and take a guess on what these packages do. Yep, they do nothing more than check if a number is odd or even. And it's not even the same package. There is a separate isOdd package and a separate isEven package. And in true NPM ecosystem style, the isEven package actually depends on the isOdd package, and the logic basically returns not isOdd. Now, this kind of over-reliance on packages is a problem and it results in bloat, but they're relatively harmless, right? What did GDI2290 do that caused such a big problem? To understand what happened on the 29th of December 2023, you need to understand another important incident that happened all the way back in 2016. That incident will turn out to be very important for our story here. It so happened that in March 2016, a developer unpublished his package from the NPM registry. The package was named LeftPad. And in true NPM package style, this package was doing something incredibly simple. It was just adding spaces to the left of a string to help it reach a desired length. Okay, for whatever reason that I won't get into in this video, the developer said, okay, I'm done with this package. I want to unpublish it. I don't want to maintain this anymore. So he unpublishes it, right? He removes it from the NPM registry. But as it turns out, this was a dependency on many major JavaScript projects, right? Including Babel. And more importantly, this was a dependency of Node.js itself, right? Node.js project required LeftPad. So the removal of LeftPad caused all those projects to break. Even if a project did not rely on LeftPad directly, as long as it had a dependency that somehow was pulling in LeftPad, like as a transitive dependency, that was it. It was affected, and it would still break as a result. So this incident served as kind of like a wake-up call for the JavaScript community about this risk of over-dependence on trivial packages and how much a potential for chaos existed when such widely used packages just removed all of a sudden. Now, this brings us to the date of the incident, late December 2023, right? Our protagonist, user GDI2290, alias Patrick JS, started publishing packages on this day. And not one or two, about 3,000 packages published to the NPM registry. They're all under the scope called Everything Registry. In case you don't know, scope is basically NPM's way of kind of namespacing your packages, right? So for example, I want to create a bunch of packages under the name JavaBrains. I would use the scope at JavaBrains / the name of the package, right? So this publishing of 3,000 packages was a bit of a prank, a simple but ambitious prank. This developer also had the everything package, right? And that package, everything, was designed to do exactly what its name suggests, to include every package in the NPM registry. Yes, you heard that right. Every single package. This package, the everything package, had a dependency on every available package on the NPM registry, right? So the way it worked is he created a bunch of packages under the everything registry, which are named chunks, right? And each of these everything registry / chunk packages depended on thousands of packages. And the everything package depended on these chunks. So overall, all the chunks put together depended on the whole NPM registry, every package there is. And now, since the everything package depended on all the chunk packages, as a result, everything transitively depended on literally everything. So if you opened a command prompt and ran npm install everything, you would basically download the whole NPM registry, literally every JavaScript package published in the whole world. You might be thinking, no one would be stupid enough to install this package, right? Because if someone would install this, it would basically hog their network, it would fill up their hard disk until there is no space left, and it would essentially lead to that person DDoSing themselves. No one would install this, right? 222 downloads. All right, a silent prayer to those 222 souls. Hope they got to press Ctrl+C before it was too late. All right, now we might be thinking, well, this is not a big deal. Crazy nonsense packages like this have always been there. As long as it's just sitting there and nobody's using it, it's not a big problem, right? Apart from those 222 people, of course. But the twist doesn't end here. Remember how I told you that it affected everyone? Now, how is it possible? If someone did not install this everything package, why would it matter? Well, here's the thing. After this package was published, package authors began to notice something peculiar. They couldn't unpublish their packages from NPM even though they were the owners of that package. Across the NPM registry, across the world, no one, not a single package author, was able to unpublish their package. The reason turned out to be a decision taken back in 2016. You remember the LeftPad incident of 2016? Simple but popular package that was used everywhere, so unpublishing make everything break. After that incident, it led to a policy being implemented regarding unpublishing. The policy was that NPM packages couldn't be deleted or couldn't be unpublished if there were dependencies of that package in other packages. All right, so if there was another package that needed this, you couldn't just remove this, because removing this would cause that other package to break. Now you probably realize what happened. Since everything is listing every package in the dependency, well, now no package can be unpublished, right? NPM goes, nope, you cannot unpublish your package because here is this one package that needs it. That's everything. So all NPM authors found themselves trapped. They were unable to unpublish their packages. Right? This policy that was meant to protect the ecosystem has now added to the chaos. Here's the funny thing though. This developer wasn't malicious, right? It was probably intended as a prank. Interestingly, when this user, GDI2290, realized what he had done, he did what anyone would do in this position. He tried to unpublish the everything package. But guess what? NPM didn't let him unpublish because everything depended on itself. So it went, I cannot remove because you have a dependency. So even the everything package couldn't be unpublished. So cruel and yet so funny. Anyway, this was an easier problem to solve, right? All you have to do is remove the circular dependency, and the story does have a happy ending. The issue has been fixed. A new version of the everything package, which is version 3.0, has been published with all of the dependencies removed, right? The package is still on NPM, by the way. It has dependencies on 5 chunks, but those dependencies are harmless, right? You no longer download the whole internet when you install this package. The other packages are free to unpublish now because they're not held as a dependency by this package. Now, this developer has also issued an apology, and I'm sure there are going to be new policies introduced to prevent something like this from happening again. However, this is an interesting story to illustrate how policies made with the best of intentions can somehow backfire, and how pranks can somehow take a scope beyond what was originally intended, right? This also illustrates, in my opinion, how difficult it is to maintain a dependency management ecosystem. Well, now, if you're sick and tired of NPM and all of the package management challenges and all of the controversies, and you want to switch to Java, here's an awesome Java video you should check out. How's that for a segue? Go check out this video, and I'm sure you'll enjoy it.